If you are one of the people that are supporting Cam and Sky, watch this video all the way through. So basically, I wasn't going to come on the internet and talk about anything involving any of the situations, but I feel like this needs to be talked about and brought to light. So as most people know, me and Sky used to be best friends back starting since April, the first Glow House party, is when we met each other for the first time, and ever since then, we were inseparable until around December of last year. Until December of last year, we would always be on and off with our friendship because she says I would do weird things, I say she did weird things. The whole friendship was just kind of off and on, if that makes sense. I'm trying to figure out how to word this best so it's not confusing at all. And once again, I'm not trying to get clout off any situation, I just want this to be brought to light because, in my opinion, it is wrong and it needs to be talked about. So at the moment, me and Sky, we aren't friends, we aren't, fighting, but that's because I said I wasn't involved in any of the situations, so there wasn't really a part for me in any of it. Throughout me and Sky's friendship, when we were and were not friends, she would talk poorly about me behind my back to other influencers and our friends. So I'm basically just posting this video to let her know that she is not allowed to walk all over me anymore and I can speak my truth. And I never thought we would be friends again like how we were, but I thought it would get to a point where we could be, oh, hi, how are you, how was your day, you know? Just cordial, but not friends. Just to the point where it wasn't awkward when we were both in the same room. Yes, I am the only person that has these videos, so obviously it did come from me, and this is on my account. But I just felt like I needed to talk about it, and once again, bring it to light, because you guys are not following the person you think you are following. After all these fights I've had with Sky, and it all being brought online, I feel like I have never spoken my real truth about how I actually feel, because I was scared of her. Not scared of her, but scared of what she would do or what she would post because she has more followers than me. And you guys tend to go to the person that has more followers than the person that has less. Just because one person has more followers than another person does not mean they are telling the truth and that they are always in the right because they have more followers. And I'm going to take accountability for this now. The videos I'm about to be posting, Sky also does have, I think, a few videos of me saying the N-word. Since I haven't been friends with Sky, I have learned from my actions. I have not said it since I've been friends with Sky, so that is in December. I know it's not a long time, but it was a long time to look back on myself and self-reflect of how it is not okay to say that word because it does have a deeper meaning behind it. And I always just thought it was just a word. But since I've become friends with Mina, she has been a really good influence on me, and she used to say, as you guys know, around in 7th grade, I want to say. And since then, she has not said it once the entire time I have been friends with her since July of last year during Paul's party, I think that's when it was. I have not heard her say that word. She hasn't said that word, and I've been living with her for 3 months straight. So I'm just putting that out there. She has been a really good influence on me and has honestly taught me a lot of things that I didn't think I needed to be taught. But Sky would wait for me on FaceTime to say that word and would take a photo of it just so she had something on me because I have videos of her that I'm going to insert right now.
You're not black, bitch, you're white. You're not a nigga.
So that is one video, and here is the next.
Nigga. Oh my god.
So those are the 2 videos I have of Sky saying that word. At the moment in that video, I definitely thought it was funny, and I didn't really think anything of it, but looking back at it now, it looks extremely wrong. And I take accountability for involving myself in situations like that and including myself in them. So that is Sky saying those words, and also Cam, that is your best friend. Cam, your whole fan base and whole account is you calling people out for saying that word that are not supposed to be or allowed to say that word. But here is your own best friend saying it loud and proud. So me personally, Cam, I don't think you should be hanging around Sky knowing that she says that, but I haven't been friends with her since December, so I don't know if she still says it to this day. Both of those videos were taken in October of 2025, right before we went to New York City for Gianna's Halloween party. I just think it's really wrong for Cam to be able to pick and choose who he calls out on his TikTok and on all of his social medias for saying that word, but then doesn't call out his own best friend when she says it right in front of him. So that is also just bits and pieces of Cam because he picks and chooses who he wants to expose and who he does not. So there is probably a lot of other people he has chosen not to expose because he is friends with them. And that might be a reason Sky is so close to him to this day. I'm not sure, but that could definitely be a big factor. Maybe they actually are really good friends now. I have no idea. I'm not friends or close friends with either of them, but I think it's extremely wrong for him to be able to pick and choose who he exposes and who he doesn't. Because his whole thing, once again, is exposing anybody that says it because it is wrong. So that kind of concludes my video and everything I wanted to talk about, but I just wanted to bring it to light because the situation is so wrong. And it is not to go hate directly on them. What they did was and is wrong, but it needed to be talked about. It's a really sad situation because, once again, she was my best friend, and I will always hold a place in my heart for her because I had known her for so long, and growing up, I did not have any close friends like that. So she brought me a lot of joy when we were together, and when we had good moments, they were really good. But when it was bad, it was bad. This was a super serious and hard topic for me to talk about, and it took me a lot of thinking to think if I was even going to post this video. It had been sitting in my drafts for a little bit. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for supporting me, and I love you all so, so much. You do not understand. I never thought I'd be in a position to be able to go on trips, and all the people I've met, all the friends I have now in the circle that I have is so genuine and amazing towards me, and I couldn't have done it without any of you guys. But I love you guys so much, and have an amazing rest of your day.